Yes, guys, welcome back to Shameless Football. I hope you're all happy and healthy. This is your Premier League match weekend number 12 preview. I am Sean Butler from the Spurs Talk Show. Right next to me is Henry Wright from Henry Wright TV. How are you, Henry?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Another weekend of the Premier League. Feels like it's coming around so quickly, but unfortunately, it's the last weekend before international breaks. But yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to it. Lots of good games to get into. So yeah.
Let's get straight in then, shall we, mate? Number one on the list is a game that you and I are both going to. Got about 7 o'clock start that day on Saturday morning. Wolves versus Tottenham. Going to spend a couple of minutes talking about this one for sure. I'll let you go first, mate. Talk to us.
Well, the first question is, what else are you going to do on a Saturday, eh? You're going to get down to Molineux and you're going to go and support the boys. Look, this game, if you said this to me 2 weeks ago, I would have said, yeah, we're going to go there, score 2 or 3, come away with 3 points. That Chelsea game has changed a lot of things because we still at the moment don't know if we're going to have Maddison. We're now without Udogie, Romero, and Van de Ven, which is 3 of our back 4 have gone. So we're going to have a mixed-shaped back 4, probably with Royale at left back, Porro at right back. I've got a feeling it will be Phillips and Dyer because I don't think Davies is fit. It'll be interesting to see how those two get on as a pairing. However, with Son, Kulu, and Johnson, and if Maddison does play, I think we've still got more than enough. Wolves will be licking their lips, though, especially Hwang, one ball over the top of that high line. We know Ange's not going to change. He's going to stick to his guns. I think they will be dangerous on the counter. But I'm still backing the boys. I'm going for a 1-0 away win with Son as the goal scorer.
Yeah, look, for all the reasons you've just mentioned, it's going to be a very interesting game. I personally think that, but I don't think Hwang's the only player that I'm worried about at Wolves. I think Cunha's a very dangerous player. I think that Ait-Nouri down the left back. Sometimes he plays left winger. I think he can be pretty dangerous as well. I think they are a team
Cunha
that are on the... Sorry?
Cunha as well. They're like number...
Yeah, 12. Yeah, Cunha.
And they've got some 6'8" striker as well. And you know we haven't really got a defender in the air who's great. So that'd be interesting.
It will be interesting. But look, Wolves are a weird team who, they lost out last time 2-1 to Sheffield United. I think there was a last-minute penalty. They drew with Wolves. They beat Bournemouth, who were down with a red card. They drew with Villa. I think they're just an odd team that can put it together on some games and not on others. Obviously, losing Neto is massively consequential for them. Look, I think it's going to be a bit of a helter-skelter game. I think that it's time for Tottenham's forward line to step up and support Sonny. And I think that Tottenham are going to need to keep about 65-70% possession in this game to try to limit the amount of exposure to our backline. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go for 3-2 to Tottenham. You're going 1-0 Wolves, 1-0 Tottenham, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns. You're not going to change my mind. 1-0.
Well, you sure you don't want to change your mind? Because the last time I got you to change your mind, you came out and stole the points last week out.
All right, I'm changing it. I'm changing it 2-1. 2-1.
Rubber arm Henry over there. Jesus, doesn't take much to get you to change your mind, does it?
No, well, we're shameless. That's why we're part of Shameless FC, aren't we? So
you would fold under questioning quicker than a paper cup, mate. Never do any crime with Henry Wright.
Oh yeah, I'd crack like the flipping like the paper that Eric Ten Hag's standing on.
Now, talking about Eric Ten Hag, let's move on to him. Manchester United versus Luton Town. United on the back of an absolutely devastating defeat again. The fans going mental. Some fans are blaming VAR. Some fans are blaming Ten Hag and the situation. Is this a perfect game for them to bounce back?
I've got mixed feelings on this because I think United will beat Luton, but I don't think they're going to... Luton played well against Liverpool for parts of that game. I think United will win 2-0, but I don't think it's going to be like a walk in the park 2-0. I think Luton will have chances. Man United, obviously, the changing room will be very hot and cold, knowing they lost to Copenhagen. Rashford sent off as well. I think Richarlison's got more goal contributions than Rashford in the league this season. They're not in great form. I'm going to go 2-0 United. Bruno Fernandes is the goal scorer, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park.
Are you sure? Because I've written this down. I'm about to write this down in pen. I don't want you to mess up my. You're not going to change your mind. You're going to say 2-0.
2-0.
All right. Listen, I personally think it'll also be a closer game. I don't think United will have enough. I'm going to say 2-1. I think Luton will get something to make it interesting, but Manchester United will get. I think there'll be controversy in this one as well. I think there'll be a VAR decision that will take up the some of the conversation after the fact. But I think Man United will bounce back. And once again, mate, like they find themselves from 11 games, it'll be 12 games. There'll be seven wins from 12. It'll be 21 points. And they won't be too far away from the teams above them. And I don't know how, but by hook or by crook, Manchester United, despite playing absolutely,
have they? Like they haven't actually beaten a good team, have they? Who have United actually beaten this year, right? In the league, like they've beaten Fulham, Brentford, Sheffield United, Burnley, Forest, Wolves. They haven't beaten a team above 12, right? They've lost to Tottenham, Arsenal, Brighton, Palace, City. Every team, every good footballing team they've played. And let's be honest, they probably should have lost against Wolves as well.
Mm-hmm. And if you go back to Nottingham Forest as well, I think that they were lucky in the Nottingham Forest game on the third game of the season. So, yeah, as much as Man United fans will make out like they've been absolutely, like robbed by the VAR in every single game, it's just not true. They've had a fair share of things that have gone against them, but they've also had a fair share of things that have gone for them as well. But they will find themselves, if they do win, on 21 points, and that's not a bad return from 12 games. But yeah, I don't think it'll be as easy, just like you. Arsenal versus Burnley. I'm going with 2-1, by the way, on that one. Arsenal versus Burnley. Brilliant performance from Arsenal against Seville. Never looked in doubt. Seville looked terrible. Arsenal are now about to go into a run of fixtures as well that looks pretty friendly for them. I think this will be a walk in the park for them, unfortunately. And I think that I'm going to say 3-0 to the Arsenal.
I'm going to go 4-0 now. You said 3. I think Arsenal will win convincingly. I think their game against Sevilla was as one-sided as it gets. I think other than Saliba's tackle in the first half, I don't think that Sevilla laid a glove on Arsenal. In terms of the stats, they had one shot, one on target. That was it.
I think it was the 90th minute, 93rd minute or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just not even getting out of first gear. A comfortable, very, very comfortable performance. And that front three is what they've got to play now. That's their best front three. Saka, Trossard, Martinelli. That is their best front. Forget this Eddie Nketiah, 100 grand a week, number 14 Henry. He is absolutely pony, right? Arsenal, I think, will beat
Burnley. A hat-trick last week.
Yeah, but if you can't see what Nketiah is doing, mate, you can F off down the lane. But I think Arsenal win 4-0, and I think it would be comfortable, mate.
Yeah, I think the same. 3-0. I've got Saka in my fantasy team. He's going to finally put his socks up and get me some points. As shameless as it is to have an Arsenal player in a Tottenham man's team, it is what it is. You've got to play the game. What?
It's got to be done, though, hasn't it? Sometimes. I mean, I don't think I've even got a Tottenham player in mine. Because I was worried about injuries.
Disgraceful.
I actually told her, I've got your doggy.
And he got you minus 4 points. Got you minus 4 points last week. Yeah, thanks very much, Destiny. Next up, mate, we got Crystal Palace versus Everton. The two teams that are starting to, they're doing a little bit. Everton are better at home than they are away. Crystal Palace, they've got some players coming back now from the top end of the pitch, and they're still solid as a rock at the back. Roy Hodgson sort of getting a tune out of them. What's your prediction on this one, my man?
I've got a feeling Everton are going to win this.
Really? Okay.
They won at West Ham, didn't they? Their last away game.
Yeah.
And Everton are actually on a decent bit of form, but Palace are very tough to beat at home. So that being said, I'm going to back a 1-1 draw.
Wow.
I think it'll be. I mean, Everton have They've won 4 of their last 5 games in all comps, beating Burnley, Everton, Bournemouth. They drew to Brighton and they lost to Liverpool. They're on a good bit of form, Everton, but Palace at home, it's one of them grounds you just don't want to go to Palace. So that being said, a 1-1 draw.
I thought you were going to change your mind. I think you've got it on the nail on. I think 1-1 is the only fair result. Neither team are capable of scoring 2 goals, in my opinion, in this particular fixture. Both teams are vulnerable at the back a little bit. I think that there's enough in the game to see both teams score. 1-1, cheeky tenner on a draw at halftime and a draw at full time, if you're into that sort of thing. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, Newcastle, it looks like if they don't win the next Champions League game, they're going to be out. And I don't think they were that great against Dortmund. Dortmund did them home and away, 3 goals on aggregate to 0. Newcastle didn't really lay a glove on them. But Bournemouth are terrible. Newcastle 2-0. I think they'll bounce back. But I just can't see Bournemouth. Saying that, didn't Wolves get a point against Newcastle away recently?
You changed your mind more than my
No, I'm backing up. I'm sticking to my guns. Newcastle 2-0.
Newcastle 2-0. All right, let's put that in there in the final answer. I think
you can't see what Eddie Howe's doing, mate. You can F off down to Sunderland.
Yeah, no, I think this one. I don't know. I just think it's a long way to travel for Newcastle. They just travel back from Germany. I think that this one might be one of those ones. I think it's the furthest trip in the league. I think that Bournemouth are going to get a surprise result. I'm going to say 1-1.
Is this your shameless prediction of the weekend?
What, a 1-1 draw?
Oh, I thought you said 1-0. Sorry. What is your shameless prediction of the weekend?
I think it's coming up in a minute. I'm going to say 1-1. I'm not going to be that shameless. I think Bournemouth might get something out of it. 1-1 for me though. Aston Villa versus Fulham. Villa
are currently losing as we're filming this at home to AZ Alkmaar.
Wow,
it's not looking good for Unai at the moment. I'm defending you, mate. You better pull something out of the bag because otherwise,
how long's left? Half an hour.
Yeah, and they're not playing well.
This will break their home run of form. And are they going to bounce back though against Fulham? Surely Fulham are just absolutely terrible. Aston Villa at home generally.
They don't have a huge squad. They've played since the 22nd of October. We've played twice. This will be Villa's 6th game. Sorry, since the 22nd of October, we've played 3 times. This will be Villa's 6th game. We would have played Palace, Fulham, and Chelsea. They've played West Ham, Alkmaar, Luton, Forest, Alkmaar, and they've got Fulham again. And Watkins is playing every minute of every game.
Sounds to me like you're predicting a Fulham result here.
I'm predicting a 2-0 Villa win. Ollie Watkins brace.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0. Ollie Watkins and a Diaby slotter from Slotsville. He gave me all the reasons why Villa are struggling, and for that reason, 2-0
Villa.
100%. Next up, mate, Brighton versus Sheffield United.
Only one winner here.
Go on.
If Sheffield United win this game, I will be absolutely gobsmacked. Sheffield United are on track to break a Premier League record for the most goals ever conceded. Leeds United last year conceded 70 odd. We're 11 games in and Sheffield United have already conceded 30.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it?
And they're at Brighton. I think Brighton will win this 3-0.
Could they concede 100 goals this year? Is that a bet? I mean, is that something you might do on the side? Not using those words.
Yeah, if you were inclined to put a prediction on a certain outcome, then yeah, I think that would be a very good chance of coming
in. What's your score then?
3-0 Brighton. I think it'd be comfortable for them.
Yeah, I'm just going to go 2-0, comfortable 2-0 victory.
And they've only scored 9 goals, Sheffield, as well. Like, Son scored 8 on his own.
Are Brighton playing tonight?
Yeah, they won 2-0 at home to Ajax.
Oh, yeah.
Or away to Ajax, sorry.
Their form in the Premier League's dodgy, though, right? Only 3 points from the
Villa
last.
have scored, by the way.
Is it Ollie Watkins?
It was. It hasn't come through yet.
Is your slow midfielder that you love so much? All right, 2-0, 3-0 there. Brighton take the points. West Ham versus Nottingham Forest is next up. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think this will be a really good game. I think that'll be.
Hey, what's your shameless prediction of the weekend?
It's coming up. I haven't had anything shameless from you yet either, to be honest.
I think mine's going to be the most outrageous we're going to see.
Chelsea versus City. Let's not spoil the party. Just wait a little bit. There's still 2 more games, you know. I might even.
Mine's not Chelsea game.
Liverpool Brentford.
Yeah, that's going to be my one. But I think West Ham will win this game 2-1, but it's going to be very close. Very, very close. West Ham play tonight at the moment. They're drawing 0-0 to Olympiacos. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. I think Paqueta will score. But West Ham at the moment are very, very inconsistent. They're very up and down, aren't they?
Yeah. The horse draws.
Yeah, you know, they're going up and down like a pogo stick. 1 minute they're knocking Arsenal out of the League Cup, the next minute they're losing to Brentford.
Yeah.
1 minute, you know, they're beating Freiburg away from home. The next minute they're getting slapped by Villa, Everton, and Olympiacos. It's not looking good for old Moisey. And I think that still being said, I'm still backing a 2-1 West Ham win.
Is that the new system? Give all the reasons why the result should go a different direction and then land it on.
Never trust your gut, people.
Yeah, 100%. Whatever your gut instinct is saying, go the other way. I'm going for West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2. I am all about. If you are someone that likes to place certain things and certain outcomes and hope that you get some, certain returns, then I would say this one's got goals in it in both halves. I think it'll be an absolute helter-skelter. That's where my interest is going in terms of those side issues. You're going 2-1. Next up, Liverpool Brentford. Interesting game, this one. Really interesting. Nice little fixture to round off.
Shameless prediction of the week. You ready for this?
Go on.
Bearing in mind, Liverpool rarely lose at home.
Explain all the reasons why your shameless prediction isn't going to happen and then land on your shameless prediction.
Well, Liverpool don't lose at home, really, and they've got probably the best attack in the front three, and they poured it back late against Luton to get a draw. They lost tonight. You know, they were too bad to lose. Get it? They lost to Toulouse. That is terrible. That makes me want to, just lay down.
Mate, I laugh at everything. I laugh at absolutely everything you might have noticed, and yet I didn't laugh at that. That tells you.
Yeah, that was honestly borderline, like to close the stream. But
end it.
I think Brentford are going to set up perfectly to counter. Liverpool play tonight. I know it was a bit of their B team or whatever, but I've just got a feeling Brentford did this at the Etihad last year, where they won 2-1 at the Etihad, and they beat them at home as well. I've got a feeling Brentford are going to nick this 1-0. I think it's going to be one of those games.
For those reasons, 2-0 Liverpool.
For those reasons, 5-0 Liverpool. No, I'm going to go 1. No, Liverpool are going to score 2-1 Brentford.
1-2. Okay.
Guimo and Wisa, or whatever his name is, Misa. I think it's going to be tough. Brentford are going to stink it out. I really think so. And they've won their last couple of games as well. They beat West Ham, and they beat Chelsea, and they beat Burnley. So they're on three game. Like, I'm going to Chelsea's tough, and they won 2-0. Look what Chelsea did to us. I know it was with 9 men or whatever, but plus they only narrowly lost out against Man United as well in like the last minute from Scott McTominay. I think Brentford will win this.
Yeah, Liverpool on the back of a little bit of sloppy form. The last time they won was in the league was it was 2 games ago. Nottingham Forest they convincingly put aside, but they struggled against Luton. They looked really bad against Luton. Good news for Luis Diaz. He got his dad back from kidnapping tonight. That's nice little bonus and boost for him. But they haven't won in 2 games. I think I am going to agree with all of the reasons that you said that there might be a shock here. But I'm still going to go for a 3-1 Brentford win. Oh, sorry, 3-1 Liverpool win. Even. Yeah, I think they'll have too much. I think Brentford are brilliant away. Sorry, Brentford are brilliant at home, but away there, much like kind of Aston Villa, much like a few teams, Wolves as well. A few teams that are out there that do good things at home, but not so spectacular away. Chelsea versus Manchester City, last game of the match week. This is my shameless one. I think that Chelsea are going to go all for this. I think they're going to be sky high after beating 9 men on Monday night. And Nico Jackson's confidence now is going to be through the roof. He scored a hat trick. I know he could have scored. What?
That's Andre 3000 to you, by the way. That's who that is.
Andre 3000. Yeah. Look, I mean, Chelsea have always been able to create. They haven't been able to finish. They still couldn't. They still had too many opportunities that they didn't put away. But for someone like Nico Jackson to get a hat trick, even though he probably should have arguably scored 4 or 5, he got the hat trick. Sometimes it's confidence, which is the trick. Manchester City, look, they're always going to be good, but I don't know. I think it's a banana skin, and for those reasons, Manchester City 5, Chelsea 0. No, I'm going to say Chelsea are going to nick this one 2-1.
Do you know how many goals Man City have scored in their last 5 games?
Don't matter, mate. That was then. This is
3,
now.
6, 9, 11, 17 goals in 5 games. And that being said,
they haven't played Chelsea.
Sorry?
They haven't played Chelsea. Chelsea have always been able to get the chances. They haven't been able to finish it. The one thing they've been looking for is a confident striker. And Nico Jackson scored a hat trick on Monday. Surely there's something in that's worth a cheeky bet. Plus, it's back at
the bridge. I'm going to go draw 2-2.
Oh, you're shameless, mate. You wait until I give away my secrets, and then you get sucked in. And Man City now are going to win.
Your shameless prediction. We're going on the farm now. The 2-1,
100%. That's it, mate. So let's go through it. West Ham versus Tottenham. I've gone 3-2. You've gone 2-1.
West Ham versus Tottenham. You mean West Ham?
Sorry, Wolves versus Tottenham. I've gone. Sorry, it's 2-3 even, and 1-2. Man United versus Luton. 2-1 from me. 2-0 from you. Arsenal versus Burnley. 3-0 from me. 4-0 from you. Crystal Palace versus Everton. 1-1 apiece. Brighton versus. Is it Brighton? No. Who's Bournemouth versus Newcastle? I've gone 1-1. You've gone 2-0 Newcastle. Villa versus Forest. 3-0 and 2-0. Brentford versus. Who's the other? Who's
Brentford against Liverpool.
Brighton versus Sheffield United. I've gone 2-0. You've gone 3-0. West Ham Forest 3-2 and 2-1. Liverpool versus Brentford 3-1, and you've gone for a Brentford win 2-1. And Chelsea versus City, I've gone 2-1 Chelsea, and you've gone 2-2. Mate, if you outscore me on this one, then we are all level in the weekly scores, even though this is only technically week 4 of 12.
We're at a 30% hit ratio.
And in terms of doing weekend reviews, I think we've only done one. In 12.
Yeah, it's so bad. But listen, we're here. It's so bad, mate. It's honestly so bad, but we're here.
We are. All right, that's it from us. Make sure you like, subscribe to Shameless Football. Get over to Henry Wright. Links in the description. Get over to Spurs Talk Show. Links in the description. And that's it. We'll see you on Sunday night or Monday for the review show. Take it easy. Up the Shameless.
Up the Shameless.